So hearty, man. Just such a hearty food.
What you've done is taken your front lawn that most people mow and you've turned it into a tomato farm.
We got our garden divided into 3 areas. This is the main area. We got 40 tomato plants in this area. Total, we have 140 some tomato plants. And these guys are huge. So you see tomato plants that are like this high. These guys would easily grow 8 feet or more if we had the cages up that high. Most of them probably 7 feet tall right now.
We picked a lot of tomatoes this morning.
Just some plants you can pick hundreds. Well, yeah, some of the Roma tomatoes my dad told me, just picking hundreds of pounds from. But yeah, these I could pick this in like 30 seconds. I could probably pick like 12, 15 tomatoes off this.
Good. They're so good too. We're gonna put them here. We're gonna come back to them after a walk, and they'll still be here. That's how safe this neighborhood is. Really lovely neighborhood here.
Like time lapse me setting these tomatoes down. It's like, these are all off one plant, man.
This is it. So anyone can grow their own food, right?
Yeah.
So what you've done,
are one of the easiest foods to grow.
what you've done is taken your front lawn that most people mow and you've turned it into a tomato farm. That's his house right there. This is normally just an empty blot of grass that people just, you know, don't do anything with. And he just turned it into a food garden, man. Fruit garden.
It's been growing on itself each and every year. We think of something else we want to add. Like last year we added compost bins.
Yeah, the compost.
Yeah.
This is just grass clippings right here, man. So easy. Look at that. And it all turns into soil for the tomatoes.
Yeah, a lot of people's crops have been getting affected by excess rain or not enough rain, but I think the grass clippings help maintain proper moisture. They have a nutritive effect. Yeah.
Beautiful. So after a while, it turns into this. It's nice. It's soil. But yeah, man, it's just rows and rows and rows. Rows on rows on rows of tomatoes. Look at all these, man. Free food. Can't afford raw vegan diet? Grow your own. It's free. Not only is it free, but it's the highest quality food you can get.
It's come off so easy. Thousands of them. Thousands of these you could get out of my yard right now. No cost. Like, we probably had, what, $30 worth of tomatoes this morning?
Dude, easy.
Hey, if you got heirloom organic tomatoes at Whole Foods or somewhere, easily
they're like $6, $7 each. They're $6, $7 each at Whole Foods.
Yeah, or like, yeah, the big ones probably.
Yeah.
Because, you know, those can be $5 a pound.
Like, we were getting some of these big suckers, some ripe ones. That's not even considered big here. That's like medium size.
Yeah,
but
man.
we're the big chongers. Some of the big ones.
A lot of those were in the back, and we picked a lot of them this morning.
We picked a heap of them. But some of them were just massive.
Do you want to walk to our third garden plot?
Yeah, let's walk over there.
Then we'll probably go into this.
Pure potentiality. What could they grow here, man? How many plants could they get on this lot? Just in the soil
Probably
right here.
Like tomato plants?
Yeah.
Probably a good 40.
40 tomato plants?
Yeah. 35 maybe?
So 30 tomato plants and 10 okra plants maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Easy. Easy. You could produce tomatoes for this whole block on this plot of land.
Just with that soil right there.
Yeah. And honestly, like before I went into physical therapy school, I just was super excited about this stuff and the potential that, you know, we could possibly try to feed the whole city like fresh fruits and vegetables for free. Just, you know, basically from our few plots and just inspiring other people to grow, you know, grow some of their own. And
it's not hard to grow, huh?
See where the potential is. No, not at all.
What's the highest maintenance part of it? Harvesting?
Harvesting's pretty much a breeze. Planting doesn't take long. Tomatoes here don't have much issue with pests. Some will get a little disease from time to time, but probably, I mean, making sure it's weeded, but that's where the mulch, the grass mulch comes in, because it takes care of all the weeds. So we don't weed at all. We don't weed at all.
You just gotta mow your lawn.
Yeah.
So the biggest, highest maintenance part is just mowing your lawn, which is what you gotta do anyway. Something you gotta do anyway.
Yeah, 100%. So
cool. And what's the best tip for keeping your soil super high quality?
Super high quality. Well, we're fortunate here that our soil is already high quality. But if you start a compost and you can recycle your food matter, the organic matter, and return that to the soil, that's going to return nutrients. John Kohler's got a lot of good information on enhancing your soil quality using things like rock dust. I've only done that once. I did it a few years ago. Didn't really apply that much, but I know that's good. I want to get into it more. And yeah, there's a few other fertilizers you can use. People talk about spraying salt water.
Ocean water.
Yeah, ocean water on your crops.
How about like dulse or kelp?
I haven't done that. I've heard fair things about that as well.
Nori, kelp, seaweed.
Yeah, there's plenty of unconventional methods to really get the highest quality soil, and it's fun to experiment with. So
cool. And you're always putting old stuff back in there, right?
Yeah. So I'd probably eat all of this zucchini. Maybe since this one's older, maybe I'd peel it or something and put the skins into the compost.
Yeah, so composting helps with the soil quality.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool, bro. Let's roll.
Yeah.
What are we picking here, bro?
So this is the okra patch, and plenty of okra. My dad and I, we picked like 12 pounds of okra the other day, and 2 days later we had to come back and pick more. So it just flooded. And we picked these this morning already.
That easy.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Not just green either. We got red guys.
Mmm. Mm-hmm. Definitely one of my favorite fruits.
So hearty, man. Just such a hearty food. Okra.
Mm-hmm.
Crunchy. Savory. Good. Not many people know, like, yeah.
I just discovered it like 4 or 5 years ago at Fruit Fest with Christina. She was like, hey, let's make a meal of okra and make your poops really nice. I think that sounds good. Good enough for Christina, good enough for me.
Make your poops really nice.
So people ask, how come my tomato plant is so small? And a lot of people, when they visualize a tomato plant, they visualize something like this. But how come John's are so much bigger? Why do you think these ones are so small?
Two things. You could look at the soil or the area you're giving the tomato plant. I mean, there's no reason this soil shouldn't be as good as the soil one block over. Unless see, it looks like their garden's built up a little bit here, so unless they're doing something with the soil. Also, look at how small the cages are they've surrounded their plants with.
Incredibly small cages.
Yeah, compared to the cage size of what we're giving ours, it's completely different.
Very small cages. John's are like 3 times as bit wide.
Yeah.
So the more space they have between the plants, also, right?
Definitely.
Not just the cage size, but the
more
width.
space between plants. Yeah, those are really closely planted. Really closely planted.
So if you spread them out, they got. Well, it's like a foundation of a building, right? The wider the foundation, the taller it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like a tomato plant. What if you don't use cages? Will your plants just grow along the ground?
Yeah, it's just a lot harder to manage. The plants can kind of intertwine, and the tomatoes would be on the ground and they can rot really easily. The bugs can get to them. You want them off the ground so you can pick them easily. And yeah, it's